Thank you very much.
So, hello everyone, I'm Anshu Kumari, and before I start, I would like to say a huge thank you to the organizers for giving me a chance to present today. So, a huge thank you to our today's sponsors, and yeah, now a little about myself. So, I'm Anshu Kumari, I'm the CEO at Blockchain Kids, which is an organization that aims to eliminate child trafficking from this world by building a blockchain that can sustain on its own and help save every child in this world from child trafficking. To know more, you can check out our website, blockchainkids.net. Now, starting with our today's session. So today, I will be talking about how to create mixed reality apps with PowerApps. Now, a little backstory. So, I love animals, but only the petite ones. The rest of them are scary. So, one fine day, I was searching for some cute animal pictures for my homework, and I come across this 3D result of Google. I click on it and was surprised by the amazing experience of viewing animals in my house, because I tell you, my mom, she hates the idea of having pets. So this 3D feature of Google really helped me fulfill my wish to have a pet by giving me an experience of viewing them at my house. So here's a picture of my sister goofing around with a 3D dog, and I promise you, she was amazed to know that her wish of keeping a pet could be, to some extent, fulfilled by this experience, and her smile made me realize the humongous impact that mixed reality could have. And the next thing I found myself doing was searching on Google how to create mixed reality apps. And as expected, I got confused by all the heavy tutorials, documentations, and that's when I came across the idea of creating mixed reality apps with PowerApps. So today, I will be demonstrating to you how I created a mixed reality app, and so can you. But before I do that, let me answer all the W's and It's to Power Apps. Starting with, what is Power Apps? So Power Apps is a tool that allows you to create custom apps leveraging many of the features of Office 365 and Microsoft Power Platform. Now, these apps can be accessed either via mobile devices or through browser. Now, something that makes Power Apps different and sets it apart from other offerings of Microsoft is that while it can be used by developers and all those tech savvy people out there, it can also be used by non technical people, such as business analysts or students. This means that it is quite possible for a Power Apps user to create a custom app under minutes. Now, just like its cousin Microsoft Flow, Power Apps is successfully bringing the power of process automation to a non technical audience. And it provides you with the beauty of building your own app. And you can also make sure that it's completely wrapped around your organization's unique user needs and the way your employees work. Now, the next question is, why do you need Power Apps? Like, why should you care about this platform? Well, my answer will be, why not? And here's why. So, when your business is in its initial days and you lack both money and manpower, but guess what? You need automation, then Power Apps can count as a lifesaver for you because of its low cost. And you don't need a lot of technical knowledge to work with it. And to top it all off, it also has speed, which is sort of a great advantage in business. Because of its tons of features, it makes it a lot easier to work with it. So after hearing all of this, we can definitely say that Power Apps is, like a ready to cook meal. You have all the instructions, you have all the ingredients, all you have to do is put all of that together. Now let's discuss some of the key features of Power Apps. So to build a simple functional app with Power Apps, you do not need any coding experience. It has a simple drag and drop interface which allows you to bring all of the elements of your app in one place. And that's it. Your app is ready. And as I told you before, it's like a ready to cook meal. You have all the instructions, you have all the ingredients. All you have to do is put all of that together. Now, PowerApps has a simple process of its connectivity with other services of Microsoft, like Excel, OneDrive, SharePoint, and many more. Now, in Power Apps, you can create two different types of apps. First being Canvas app. So Canvas apps are exactly what they sound like. Power Apps provides you with a blank canvas onto which you can draw and drop components in any formation to design a user interface. And this is personally the app that I love to create the most because you have limitless creativity in this type of app. But the same can't be said for model-driven apps. A model-driven app allows you to quickly add components such as dashboards, charts, and forms to your apps. However, it takes on a more data-driven approach than the Canvas app. Model-driven apps empowers the user to make apps that are both simple or complex. Now, next we have Common Data Service or CDS. So, Common Data Service for Power Apps lets you securely store and manage data that's used by business applications. So, data within CDS for apps is stored within a set of entities. Now, what is an entity? So, an entity is a set of records used to store data. Similarly, how a table stores data within a database. So CDS for apps includes a base set of standard entities that cover up typical scenarios, but you can also create custom entities specific to your organization and populate them using Power Query. So app makers can then use Power Apps to build rich applications using data. Now Power Apps comes with an easy to use and user-friendly interface. You can build a business app easily on this platform even if you have zero development experience. Now, Power Apps is extremely easy to connect with cloud services like SQL, Google Drive, and Dropbox. You can also connect it with Microsoft Common Data Service as well. Now, if you build an app on Power Apps and you want to share it with your coworkers, so don't worry, you can easily share it with anyone you want, but note that the person should be within the same organization. Now, software or app development is one of the most heavily invested things in a business, and it's quite expensive. So if you want a simple business application but you can't afford developers, you can simply start using this awesome tool, Power Apps. Now, Power Apps and Dynamics 365 makers can create a new type of app called portals to create a website that can be extended to users who are, outside your organization and get signed in with a wide variety of identities or even browse the content anonymously. So, portals give you the ability to build low-code responsive websites which allow users to interact with the data stored in the Common Data Service or CDS. Now let's move on to how you can create mixed reality apps using Power Apps. So I'm going to talk about three mixed reality features that are available in Power Apps. Starting with, so the first feature is view in 3D. So this feature allows you to rotate and zoom into the model with simple gestures. It can display a single model or let the user select from a gallery. Next we have view in mixed reality. So this feature helps you see how a particular item might fit within a specified space or maybe in my house. And it overlays a 3D model or an image onto the live camera feed that you're using. The third feature is measure in mixed reality. It helps you measure distance, area, and volume. Like a 2D or a 3D polygon is created to see how a certain object would fit in the space. So now about the app. So this is a sample overview of the app. So this is an overview of the sample app that I'm going to present. So before I give any introduction about the app, let me make it clear that this is an app. It's a decor app. So you can have the experience of what a decor that like you can have the experience of what something would look like in your house. Maybe a wooden chair, maybe a art piece, maybe a cup, maybe a laptop, plant, whatever you have. You can just have you can, using mixed reality, you can see how it would look in your house. So the person can view a catalog of items in an app and view a 3D model of the item and view the item in their space or home. Now, then the person can also take a photo of the item in their space and send it to maybe their interior decorator or relatives or family to have their to know how it's looking. So basically, this app will allow people to experience stuff before buying. Like you would know how it would look in your house. Now, you may be wondering where can you find 3D models? Because if we talk about how to create these apps, the first thing that comes to your mind is that you would be definitely needing 3D models. But where can you find them? Do you have to create them or buy them? Well, here's how you can get 3D models without hurting your pockets. So you can either use Microsoft 3D Builder or Unity Asset Store, and don't let the name fool you because you can get plenty of free resources to play with. But if you're ready to pay, you can definitely buy some. But what I used was a GitHub repository, and if you want, I can share you the link at the end of the session, and the repository has plenty of 3D models to choose from. Now the second step, which is um, basically structuring the files. So this step is crucial because this step decides whether your models will appear in your app or not. So here's a structure of how it should look like. So first of all, we have the main folder at the top, which is the project folder. So everything except the uploaded photos will be placed here now. And here's a note. So don't think that you need to create a different folder for the uploaded photos. You can keep it under the project folder. It's like a personal choice. So now the project folder will have three subunits. The first is the models folder. This is where I have placed the models next to the photos folder. This is next we have the photos folder. This is where I have placed the PNG images of the models. And then we have the spreadsheet that contains all of the data for the models like the name, price, descriptions, and all. Now you might ask why I use the particular folder structure or relative links. Well, I would say that I found it to be less time consuming. Now all of this has to be saved in OneDrive as you will later connect it with Power Apps as you will later connect it in Power App Studio. Step 3. Create the Excel spreadsheet. Now let's talk a little about the Excel spreadsheet. So this will have the data about the name, description, category, price, and here you will be using relative links to access the model files and the image files as long as they are together in the same folder. Now something to be noted here is that you need to change it into a table and make sure that the cells are highlighted because it because this is a personal story. I tried to create the app many times without checking if the table was created or not, and I failed miserably. So do make sure that you are checking that it has changed to a table. Next, we have step 4, connecting to data. So data is connected in Power Apps using connectors, and I love the fact that Power Apps has this feature as it could be hectic to work with APIs. Next, we have creating screens. So once you have connected the data with your app, now it's time to design it. So we are going to create different screens, a total of 3 screens. So let's start with the first screen, which is the gallery screen. So the gallery screen is where all the products are listed. So here we have a drop down component, which enables a person to select one of the product categories. And this should include the image name and price. And here's a tip. Try to create the entire item as a button as it provides great flexibility, because if you do not create it as an entire button, the user will be confused. Should I click on left, right, top, bottom? So to make it clear, just create all of it. Just make the whole item as a button. Now, the next screen would contain the product information, and this screen is the place where the person can read the product information, view the product in 3D, and view it in mixed reality. Now, this page, I have created it using text label components and the view in the 3D model, and I have used the view in the 3D component and the view in mixed reality component for to use both of the features. And now we have the final screen, which is to, and this is the screen where you can upload the photo. So once you have went through the app, you have chosen the particular item that you are interested in, you have got the details about the item, now it's time for you to experience it, how it would look in your house. So that's when you will be getting onto the end screen, and then you can take a photo. The photo would be saved in OneDrive, and you can share it or maybe just have the experience of how it's looking. So I would also like to share my learnings, and you can use them as a list of things to not do while creating this app. So starting with mastering one feature at a time, because these features could become quite complicated if you don't know how to work with them. It could become a blunder. So to avoid, to master and understand step by step. Don't take a lot on your plate at once. Next thing that I learned, that you will need to make your spreadsheet very, I mean, extremely carefully, because believe it or not, I spent a lot of time on the spreadsheet. Sometimes the relative links became incorrect, or the table has not been created, or the naming of the products hasn't been done correctly. So you'd be facing a lot of problems, but people learn from mistakes, right? So before I end the session, I would really like to connect with you guys. So you can find me on LinkedIn. I go by the name Anshu Kumari, or you can connect with me through our website, blockchainkids.net, or you can also check out our YouTube channel, which is Blockchain Kids, no spaces. And we would love to hear your feedback. So do share your feedback. And that's all for today.